Hello, 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 my darlings, and welcome to our Saturday Craft With Me Live. If you are in the chat today, please let me know that you are here. I would love to know who's watching with us today. I had to shift my monitor all the way over to my left, so you're gonna see me doing a lot of this so that I can read what you guys are saying, and I needed to do that because I had to push my camera farther, because what we're going to be making today is going to be tall, and so I needed to push the camera back so that you could have gotten the extent of what we're going to be making today. And so while I wait for you guys to say hello, I'm just gonna ask you, as you're joining us, please let me know what it is that you did today. How did you spend this beautiful Saturday? Blue skies, sunny weather, at least here in Georgia where I am. How you spent this beautiful day, and what did you do with your time? Hi, Miss Beverly. Thank you for being with us. You've been jamming to the playlist all day long since you couldn't make it yesterday. I am so happy that you enjoyed it. Listen, we had such a wonderful time, and I'm quite sure as people come in and share their stories today, you'll get to see. I cannot wait until the day comes when we can truly all get together and party with each other, because I know that we will have a blast. It was wonderful. Hi, Miss Dorothy. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Sandra girl. How did you get over last night? How are your knees? I know we danced hard yesterday. Me and Ava with you and them girl, I am working hard and I am enjoying the fruit of my labor. You understand? Ain't nobody gonna be able to take that away from me. So yeah. So if you are here, please let me know. Let me know how you spent your day. Let me know if you were here with us yesterday, if you enjoyed that. We are going to plan to have one once a month, and we're going to see if we can finagle. I have to do some research to see if there's a way for me to broadcast the music, or if not, perhaps we might have to consider doing a Zoom session. The only thing with a Zoom session, I know several people requested that yesterday, is that once you put the code out there, anybody can find it, anybody can join in. And so I'm a little leery about that, and I know that because we use Zoom in our district now that we're teaching digitally, and so we have to be very careful, of course, when we post those links. So let's think about it. Let's see if we can put our heads together and come up with a way where we can actually broadcast the music and we can have a wonderful time. I looked at the video. Sandra, my knees are good. I looked at the video last night, and just like I said, anybody who joined last night not knowing what we were doing really could have asked the question, what is this crazy girl doing dancing? There's no music. And she's just dancing here by herself with her daughter. And so this is why I made a conscious effort to keep saying, those of you who are joining us, that we're having a Dance With Me live. This is what we're doing. Here is a link, so I didn't look too crazy. But we had a good time. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. Hey, JLR, I am well. Thank you for joining us. How did you spend your Saturday? Mi dulce, ¿cómo estás? Yo soy muy bien. Gracias para pregunta. Thank you. So let me know how you guys did, how you spent your day today. I am curious to know. I did some housekeeping. We know work in a house is never done, and so I swept and I mopped, polished my wood floors, then I got in the kitchen, cleaned up there, and then I actually made a cake, a loaded carrot cake with raisins, coconut shavings, and crushed pineapple. So I left it downstairs cooling, and when we're finished with the live, I will be going downstairs to put it together, ice it, and I'll take a picture and leave it in the community tab for you guys to see. So that is how I spent my day. It was a good day. I cannot complain. I never can complain. And so this is what I did. Hi, Miss Cassandra. How are you? I am fine. Thank you, Miss Teresa. How are you? How did you spend your Saturday? Welcome to everyone who is in the chat. I can see how many of us are here, but that's not how many people are telling me hello. So don't be shy. Let us know that you are here. Say hello to me. Say hello to those of us who are watching. We would like to know that you are here. It's been raining there today, Dorothy. Oh, wow. We had our share of rain and storms Wednesday, I believe, and I don't mind the rain, but when it starts to storm and you get those warnings of, impending thunderstorms and tornadoes, I start to get squirrels in my chest, and I don't like it. And so I can take the rain, I can't take the storms. Clean yard, made lunch for kids, and crafted. Awesome. Yes, girl, I made it once before, many years ago, and today, when I was finished cleaning, I looked it up. I said, you know what, I need to make this cake again, and I looked to check to make sure I had all the ingredients that I needed, and voila, I just got to it. So I'm looking forward to having a sliver. I don't know how that is going to work. I told my best friend, Valerie, about it, and she said, but you're not eating sugar, so what are you going to do? I said, well, the kids can have it, and, if you want, I can cut you a piece and put it in the freezer, or I can do a drive-by and bring it, but I will be having a sliver this evening just to make sure that it is good before I start parceling it out. I might even give some to my neighbor up the street and one down the street. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do with that cake. Hello, Miss Jewette, thank you for joining us. Hello, Anne, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Miss Annette, thank you for being here. Miss Sandra did some laundry, still here trying to make these masks. My hand is so crooked. Girl, thank you for everything you are doing. I appreciate you. It is hot in Cali. I can't imagine, but I bet beautiful. Blue skies, I bet. Housekeeping as well. Yeah, that's what we do. Like my grandmother used to say, housework never done, never finished. It don't matter how much you clean. If you clean a room a day, if you clean a whole house one day, it's just always something there to do. While I was mopping today, I got a glimpse of my baseboards and I was like, well, I guess this is gonna be the next project. So there's always something in a house to do. Raining in Ohio and getting cold. Wow. Hi Beverly, welcome. Raining here, Miss Gloria, I don't know where you are. Big Mason could not find anything. The stores are bought out. Yep, I've heard that too, Miss Beverly. The stores are out of things. Have you tried ordering online? Someone said a few weeks ago, so I don't know how true this is now, that you can order online on Joann's and they still had some, elastic and material and things like that. So you might want to try that. Hi, Miss Teresa. Hey, Miss Farah. Hey, from Trinidad. What are you doing? Hold on one second. I need to take this. Just left a message. All right. Yes. So let me know if you go to joanns.com and see if you can find it. So Miss Seabrook, you're here. You're at work, but you get off at 8. 12 hours today. Girl, to our essential workers, we say thank you for everything that you are doing. Thank you, should encompass everything, but yet the words are just not enough. And so we thank you. Make sure, Miss Teresa, you get your rest. You ease your mind off of things a little bit. And, when you go out there, just be careful. Hi, Miss Katrina, Nashville, Tennessee, and Miss Beverly. I don't like ordering online, but looks like that is my only choice. And, I thought that. I didn't want to say, there's just some people who don't like to do the online shopping, but I hear you and I understand. So we're gonna get started today with what we're going to be making. And I don't need this. Today we are going to be making aisle decor. For those of you who are event planners, We know that whether it is for a wedding or whether it is for a backyard party, whatever it is that we're doing, it is nice to have decor, whether it is to frame, you know, the aisle if we're talking for a wedding, or whether it is if you're having a pool party and you want to frame your pool or frame your walkway. We are going to be creating something tonight that you will be able to use for that purpose. Now, like I said to you earlier, those of you who were here, you can see a lot more of my space. You can see that I'm doing this a lot more because I had to move my monitor to make space to push my camera back, because what we're going to be making today is very tall. And so in an effort to make this project, I am going to have to stand. And so this is why, like I said, you're seeing more, and I'm turning this way so that I can see my monitor. If you guys look carefully, you can see it right here in the corner. I'm pointing to it, okay? So I'm just explaining our change to you. So we are going to get started. Hi, Miss Lily. You weren't able to find anything at Joann's either. Everything is picked over, girl. Let me tell you, even in the grocery store, it's amazing. I shared with you guys about 2 weeks ago that I use Instacart. Because, you know, I don't want to go out into the supermarkets. Yes, I have gloves. Yes, I have hand sanitizer. Yes, I have Lysol. Yes, I, you know, was able to purchase some masks from a friend of mine. However, I don't care not to be around anyone who you're just not so sure of. And so I use Instacart. And, you know, it's amazing how many things I put in my cart that once the shopper is picking up and communicating with me via the app on my cell phone, this is out. Would you like me to exchange it for something? Or would you like me to refund it? This is out. They don't have this. They don't have that. So everywhere, whether it's groceries, whether it's notions, you know, stores that sells notions, materials, you know, things are being picked over very, very fast. All right, so we are going to get started today. I'm going to move my keyboard because I should not need this for the duration of this live. And what we're going to be making today, like I said, is an aisle runner. And so the items that you're going to need today are going to be a pool noodle, believe it or not, and we know where we can get these from. We get these from the dollar store. So you're going to need a pool noodle. You are going to need, oops, I just dropped something. I need to put on my glasses to see the size of this just to make sure I give you the right information. You are going to need a dowel that is 3/4 by 36 inches. So a 3/4 dowel by 36 inches you will need, okay? You're going to need some foam. This square I got from the dollar store. And then these two I got from Michael's, if I remember correctly. This is a 15 and 7/8 inch flat, round, right? And this one is about, I would say, perhaps 6 inches. This was bigger, and I cut it to get the shape that I needed, and so I'm recycling it. You can see how broken and battered it is. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I use this piece of foam to create, if you remember, the craft is coming back to me, our princess diaper cake. So if you remember that, and I could probably paste that link in our community tab, so if you want, you can go back and look at it instead of having to find it. All right, so you're going to need these 3 things. You are going to need some greening pins, and let me open it so you can see. I buy these in bulk and I keep them because I work with flowers a lot. So greening pins, they look like these, if you can see that. All right, this is what we're going to use to stick our flowers in. And of course, since we're working with flowers, you're going to need your choice of flowers. I have this white vine that I got from EFavorMart. I'll be sure to place the link below if any of you are interested in purchasing this. And of course, random flowers that I've had left over from other projects. And then I have a kit down here on by my left foot with additional flowers if we need it. So these are all of the items that you are going to need for today's craft. Now, to get started, the first thing you're going to have to do, this is a pool noodle in its entirety, I should say, just for lack of a better word, okay? However, the pool noodle is longer than our dowel that we're going to be planting inside of our foam to make sure it stands up, okay? So the first thing you have to do, which I have done already, is measure your dowel to your pool noodle and then cut it. You're going to need 36 inches of pool noodle, and I already went ahead and did this offline, okay? And so this is what you should have by the time you have measured it and you are ready to get started. All right, so that is the first step we're going to do, is prepare our pool noodle. Let me see if I've missed anything. Thank you, Miss Dulce. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Miss Rebecca. Thank you for joining us. How are you? Let us know how you are. We would like to hear from you. All right. So now that we have cut our pool noodle, what we are going to do is build up our foundation. And this is what our eye runner is going to be founded upon, or rather I should say, this is going to become the foundation of our eye runner. And of course, whenever we work with foam, we know that more than likely we are going to be embedding flowers into this foam to get that finished look, right? Or if you have any additional ideas, that is fine as well. So what I'm doing here is centering my 6-inch foam on top of my 15-inch foam. And once I have found that center, I am going to, as you can imagine, glue it down in place. You're not ready yet. Around the edges. Okay? You don't want to put any glue in the middle because, hold on, I didn't put enough glue here. Of course, you know what's happening is that the hot glue is burning right through the styrofoam. So you don't want to put any hot glue, there we go, in the middle of this foam, because when we're finished, of course, we are going to cut out that middle to anchor our pool noodle in this space. Okay, so that's one layer. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with our square. And the reason why I'm doing 3 layers, and of course, if you're using white foam for your flats, the Dollar Tree also sells a white foam square as well. So if you just want to make sure, I didn't have any and I'm not going out to buy any. And so if you want to make sure that you are having the continuity between your layers, I would suggest going either all green or all white. Okay, so now that we have secured our 2 flats together, what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to take our hot glue gun and we're going to pipe around the edges, not in the middle because we're going to be cutting out that middle. And we are going to place our styrofoam on top of our second layer, making sure that we are as centered as possible. All right? Any questions so far? Yes, no, perhaps. I did not tell you guys, which let me apologize. The tools that you're going to need, of course, is your hot glue gun, and you are also going to need a styrofoam cutter, which I just pulled out of my drawer, as you can see. So let me see what we are saying in the chat while I open this and get it ready so that it can start heating up. And plugging it into my table. When I saw this table, I just fell in love with it because the table can actually be plugged into an outlet and it carries its own electricity. So when I saw it, I loved it, loved it, loved it. And I said I had to get one. And then when I thought about it some more, I said, well, I'm gonna get two. So this is how I created my new space. CDWC, no as in no questions. Okay, all right. So now that we have our foundation, all right, and we can see this is just hot glue. Who can tell me, and yes, I'm using my teacher voice because I miss being in school. Who can tell me, can we or can we not use a permanent adhesive on styrofoam? Yes or no, and why? Let me know what you're thinking. I would love, love, love to hear from you. My styrofoam cutter I got from Amazon. I will be sure to put the link at the bottom for you if you'd like, so that like I shared with you guys before, I have an affiliate with Amazon, and so if you are to purchase anything, just not crafting supplies, anything you guys purchase on Amazon, I would appreciate it if you guys use my link, and that way I can get a percentage of the sale just because I am sending people to them. So I would appreciate that, and I will definitely place the link of the items below. All right. So now that we have secured our foundation, there we go, Teresa. Yes, you cannot use a permanent glue with styrofoam because it will melt it. Permanent glue creates a chemical reaction, or should say not creates, a chemical reaction of a permanent glue creates heat, which melts the styrofoam to the point where it just goes all the way through, kind of like, and I know my daughter's gonna roll her eye when I say this, for those of you who watch the movie Aliens, which is one of my favorite classic movies ever, and I can watch the first one over and over and over again, and then the others in the series a few times. If you think about the acid that came from the creature, that is what your permanent glue does to styrofoam. So no, you can't. Very good. Yay. Good job. Okay, so now that we have, I'm looking for, try not to burn myself. Now that we have created our foundation, we are going to create the space that we need to embed our our pool noodle into our styrofoam. And all I'm doing here, forgive me for not looking at you and showing you the top of my head. All I'm doing here is taking a pen and etching out the circumference of the pool noodle so that I can now go in with my styrofoam cutter to cut that out. All right. And let's see if you are ready. Nope, not quite ready yet. Hold on. Great, guys. Guess what I forgot to do? Turn it on. So we're gonna have to wait a few more moments for that. I thought it was like my glue gun. My glue gun, an industrial glue gun that will burn and blister the dickens out of you if you get hit with the hot glue that comes out of it, does not have an on and off button. So just thinking that it was the same thing. I plugged it in without turning it on. So we're gonna wait a few moments for that. You learned that from me. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So no permanent glue on styrofoam. it will melt your styrofoam away. And so when you're working with styrofoam, you're literally working with hot glue. And of course, you know you get that heat from the hot glue, but what the hot glue does is melt the one into the other and forms a bond that way, right? All right. So tell me, no, because of the fumes too, but because of the chemical reaction, Beverly. The chemical reaction creates heat, and that heat just burns and burns and burns and burns and will eat through your styrofoam. All right, so we are ready, yep, for our styrofoam cutter. That was fast. And I don't know if you can hear that, so let me stop. You hear that? Kind of like the cereal snack crackle and pop or Rice Krispies. Or it actually sounds like frying an egg. And this is so soothing, guys. I've used the styrofoam cutter on my channel before, and I've told you guys that it is so soothing. Can you guys hear it? Now, another way you could have done this, of course, is by going through layer by layer, if you wanted to. But what I'm doing here is I'm not trying to get all the way down to the last flat. So I may try to get through this square and possibly this flat, our second layer. Okay, and now that we have done that, okay, don't fly back at me because I'm not trying to catch you to get burnt. You're gonna take your scissors and try to break up this middle piece into sections so that we can pull it out. I hope my son is not watching because he'll fuss at me for holding the scissors this way. And Mom, you're gonna cut yourself. Holding scissors, he's very critical of the way I hold scissors, very critical of the way I hold my knives. Yeah. Yes. That's what it actually sounds like here. It sounds like frying an egg when you put an egg into some butter. That's exactly what it sounded like. Or for my cereal eaters, when you pour your milk on some Rice Krispies. Okay. So we're still trying to get down to that second layer. And you can see the smoke that is coming off of this thing. That's how hot it is. So I suggest, my darlings, that you be very, very careful with it. I won't want you to get burned. Although we know getting burned is a part of being a crafter. Getting burned is a part of being a chef. Today when I was cleaning the kitchen, I cleaned up, got everything clean. I like to keep, and Miss Sandra, tell me if you're the same thing. I like to keep water in my sink. You know, as I clean my sink, I make clean fresh water, some dish liquid, some Clorox, right? So that as I cook, I can continue to keep my kitchen clean, right? My dishes clean. And so today, I'm gonna turn this off, it's hot. I did that, run the hot water, and fill my sink. Yay! Fill my sink, and immediately forgot that I had done that, right? So what did I do? I needed to wash my hands. And so I just went ahead, turned back on the pipe, put my hand under the pipe without thinking, and I scalded my hand because I filled my sink with hot water. So yes, so we know we get burned as crafters, we get burned as chefs, as cooks, but just be careful. Okay, so this is what you should have. You can see my hole there. Almost a perfect circle. Okay, and now what we're going to do is embed our pool noodle into that hole, right? The question may become, how are we going to secure this in the hole? And what do you think your answer is going to be? We're going to use hot glue. Now, this is standing up not standing up. This is secure very well by itself, but, so I'm not going to pull this back out, because if I pull this back out, the hole is going to become a little looser than it actually is. So instead of pulling out my pool noodle, I'm going to leave it in place. I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to pipe around the top of it, trying my darndest, okay, not to get too close to that pool noodle, because again, pool noodles are made of foam, and if you use hot glue on your pool noodle, it is going to melt, or I should say too hot of a glue. Okay, now that we have done that, it is time for our dowel. And take our dowel and we're going to feed it in our pool noodle. And just like that, here is our foundation. Okay. Simple. Of course, we know that the next step is going to be the next step is going to be, I'm filling in a hole that I created because I got too close to the pool noodle. But our next step is going to be to embellish our foundation. But like I said, quick, easy, bump and easy. Our foundation is finished. Okay, who knew? Now, the motto of our channel is what, my darlings? Why buy when you can DIY? Can you imagine if you had to buy something already decorated, right? How much it would cost you, and then for you to take it down and see that this was a foundation. $1, $2, maybe $7, maybe $3. So $10, $11, $12 is your foundation for this thing, okay? And then you worry about embellishing it. Can't beat that, can you? All right, so to embellish this, of course, we're going to use our flowers. But to cover up our pool noodle, what I'm going to do, instead of just going in with a foundation of flowers, I am going to take a ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around my pool noodle, coming all the way down, right? Nothing too thick. And the reason why I say nothing too thick is because, yep, that just happened. Hold on. Is because you want your greening pins to be able to get through this material very easily. All right. So simply going to wrap, kind of like the maypole. The maypole in May. That's coming up. But we can't go outside. And I'm not going to use too many points of glue for this, because as you guys know, like I said, because I can't go outside, more than likely I will recycle this. Okay, but just as easy as what I'm doing here, going around the maypole, tacking it with a hot glue, pulling it so you do not get any ruffles or ridges. See what I just did there? Ruffles have ridges. I'm sorry. I can be a nerd sometimes, guys. Pardon the pun. It's a bad pun. And just keep going until you get to the end of your pool noodle. Pulling and tucking, going around and around. Tacking as you go. Until you get, yes, the maypole from school. I used to go to a Catholic school in elementary, from 3rd grade all the way to 8th grade. And yep, I remember. Oh, this was perfect. That ribbon that I used, I got from, I want to say, sorry, my accent just came out. I want to say Joann's. No, Hobby Lobby. And I actually pulled out 2 because I didn't think it would have been long enough, but it actually was. Okay. And so when you get to the end here, you just tack it down some more. And if you want to, if there's any excess, you can of course cut that off. All right. And this is what it's going to look like. Now we are ready to embellish using our flowers. Now, of course, you know, 6th grade in Florida, Jeanette, yep. So of course, you know that whatever event you are having, definitely your color scheme is going to come from that. I, however, do not necessarily have a color scheme because I'm just using what I have, and we'll be making it up with my flowers as I go along. But one of the things that I'm going to be using today is this vine, or this chain of white flowers that I got from EFavorMart. And again, EFavorMart is another one of my affiliate links. And so for those of you who are event planners who are watching, they sell, of course, an arrangement of things for your events that you're planning, that you're creating, things like, I just almost burnt myself, things like that. And so I will definitely place the link below. But all I'm going to do is similarly wrap this around my pool noodle, pushing my greening pins down on the diagonal. Why? Because we have a wood dowel in there. So you can't go straight in. You have to pull down, push down. Okay? And all I'm going to do is pretty much like I did with my ribbon. I'm going to lay my vine. Is that Max? Is he, you playing with him? Oh, yes. Lay my vine on the diagonal. And then of course I'm going to fill in. Hey, I can hear him out here. And the mic is probably picking him up too. Lay my my vine on the diagonal, and then I'm gonna fill in with my other flowers. Okay, And I'm not using too many greening pins, of course, because I am going to take this all down. But as an event planner, if you are creating this for a client, I would suggest that you be very strategic with your greening pins so that you're placing them, many of them, to make sure that this piece does not come apart, okay? Or your flowers, rather, do not fall off. All right, so we're just about done with this. No, the pins came from Hobby Lobby. And I can place that link under the video when we're done as well. If you'd like me to do so, let me know, and I can get that for you. And then, of course, when you get to the bottom of your pool noodle, however you want to design this, if you use this vine, you can just continue around your square, or you can loop it around so you'll have a patch of white. Whatever you desire, however you want to arrange your flowers, my darlings, is completely up to you. Okay, so I'm just gonna put maybe 2 more greening pins here, and 1 here to secure it. Okay, maybe 3 more. Okay, and this is what you should have. And now the last thing that we have to do, my darlings, very easy, very quick, something that you can make, something that you can sell, something that you can rent if you are a crafter who builds things for other people, who sells your craft, who, you know, whatever have you. This isn't taking us, look, we have been on for 42 minutes. I probably started this craft 20 minutes ago, and we're gonna be done soon. So when you think about, like I said, when you go out and you see beautiful things, you see beautiful things all the time, especially decor or event items. You know, you think, well, oh my gosh, you know, that's so pretty, but it's also a pretty penny. You know, I wonder how long it took them to make that, or who came up with the idea, or, you know, I wonder if I should buy it. Again, look at what we've created in about 25 minutes. Now all we're doing is embellishing, right? And for a fraction of the cost of what someone would probably sell this to you for. Okay, so now all I'm doing here, no, you can't see, I'm working from the top, is going around my spiral and adding my roses in the empty spaces where my vine is not. And so we can continue to do this, so I can continue to do this, and if you guys want to chat, we can chat it up while I work on this. Of course, with the time that we have remaining, and because I like to honor you guys' time, we're not going to be able to finish this on the live, but at least I have shown you what the foundation is, or how to create the foundation, and embellishing this to your desire would be something that you can do. I'm definitely going to try to complete this off camera, and then I'll take a picture of it and put it either in our community tab or on our Facebook page, so that you guys can see what it looks like completed. But this is what we're doing today. And I must say, it's not a bad project. Thank you, Miss Sandra. I've had these, I got these flowers, well, these pink ones, you know, you have to know how to do the to be smart, right? So these little pink ones, and you could, if they weren't on camera, tell the difference. But these ones came from the dollar store. Okay, I buy dollar store flowers so that I can have them, and so that I can mix them with my more expensive flowers that I get from Joann's, or that I get from Michael's, or that I get from Hobby Lobby. So, you know how we say at home, Joanne, sometimes you have to stretch things. Like, you know, Mom used to put a lot of stuff in the corned beef, you know, potatoes and bell peppers and stuff like that, because you had to stretch the food to make sure that everybody could get, you know, a share of it. But yeah, so stretch things. Purchase from the Dollar Tree, and then go ahead and purchase from your other stores so that you can have more than you normally would if you were just buying from the pricier stores. Okay. See? So you guys can see how I'm going around here, and all I'm going to do is fill this in as we go. So talk to me, my darlings. How many of you were here for our live Dance With Me live yesterday? That was awesome. I got into bed last night. I actually did not fall asleep until after 1 because I'm a night owl. Those of you who know creatives or have creatives in your life, late at night is usually when we get our best ideas. And so I typically stay up late at night. But by the time I fell asleep, I did not open my eyes until 9:45 this morning. And that typically does not happen because, you know, my body has been conditioned to wake up early for work. And so by the time I woke up this morning and I looked at the time and I saw what time it was, I just smiled. And I said, yay! That was because we had a live dance show yesterday. So let me know if you were here with us yesterday. Let me know if you liked that. Let me know if that's something that you would like for us to keep on our agenda. And just remember that this is where you saw it first. Yes, being a little messy, but you know. So let me know if you were here. Who is this? Oh, Lily says she's been feeling it all day. Girl, I feel good. I feel so good. I slept well when I finally dozed off this morning. So yeah. I really enjoyed it. I am looking forward to the next time we do it. I'm also looking forward to the other idea that we came up with last night. And I have tasked my daughter with. So it's going to be interesting to see what she comes up with. And I cannot wait to see. So let's see how many of you, oops, did I lose a flower? No. Yesterday was good. The dancing was awesome. Yay! Oh, Miss Focus, we missed you. Hey, Miss Focus, thank you for joining. Thank you for being an essential worker. Don't worry about it, mommy. We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Make sure you take care of yourselves. If people don't have the pin, use paper clips. They're useful for Christmas tree. Yes, paper clips also help as well to hang your Christmas tree ornaments. Worked yesterday. I miss the dancing. Girl, it was so much fun. You really need to go and replay that. But make sure when you do, you click on the link for the music, because remember, I didn't broadcast the music. I shared the link with you. So you have to be listening to the music so my movements would make sense. Okay? Don't leave me out there looking crazy while you watch it, Miss Focus. Yes, let's party once a month. Hey, Leandria, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, Sandra, you told me I slept. I tell you, by the time I finally dozed off, I didn't hear anything. The last time I saw the clock was about 1:45, maybe 10 minutes to 2. And I promise you, the way I went to sleep is the way I was when I woke up this morning. So yeah, I felt it. It was good. It was good. Like I said, I got my heart rate up to 120 plus. My watch couldn't even keep up with how hard we were working out last night. So that should tell you. So yeah, I had a good time. We'll definitely do it once a month. And I'll definitely try to I put a post out. I'll definitely try to change up the playlist so that we can have a wide variety of music. That would be fun. I know we did not get to our salsa last night. I continued listening to it as well, but we did not get to our salsa last night as a group. So maybe the next time we do this, we'll start with some salsa music. And we'll get our party started that way. Miss Teresa was up in there. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Yay, Rebecca, it was so much fun. Yes, I was there, but I had to leave because my pastor and wife went live. Definitely, we hear you. I will, and I'll be dancing too. Please, yes, we had such a good time. So look at what this is starting to look like with the flowers that I have placed on top. Okay, you have your white, you have your nice spring colors. This is so pretty, guys. I can't wait to finish it. And then, of course, on the bottom, let me give you an idea of what you can do for those of you who like the bling. Of course, this will pick it up a notch. If you are creating this for a client, you can take your diamond wrap and glue it down to, look at that. Oh my gosh. I can see it a little bit on the camera. See if I can move this close. Okay, you could etch the bottom of your styrofoam in your diamond wrap or your bling wrap, whatever you have. And then, of course, you can go in and fill with your flowers. Now, because our foundation on the bottom here is foam, we do not have to use any, what's the word I'm looking for? Greening pins down here. You can simply stick your flowers, your choice of flowers, into the foam and build your foundation up as you go. You can put your diamond wrap on this layer as well as the second layer. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Right? So yeah, this is awesome. And then I promise you, if you make this for a client, okay, let's do it this way. If you make this for a client, I promise you, they wouldn't believe the resources you use or how easy it was. The most time-consuming part of this project, of course, is going to be the embellishing, not the creation of the foundation, but embellishing it with all of your flowers. That's going to be the most time-consuming part. And then, like I said, with the project that we created last week, sometimes you just need something that is time-consuming to help to get your mind off things just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is so pretty, y'all. This idea came to me today. Remember I told you guys last night that I had no clue what we were making. I was not lying to you. But while I was baking my cake today, putting together my ingredients, it just hit me. I was like, oh, I know what we're doing today. And this turned out wonderfully. And of course, I had everything that I needed to make it. So that wasn't altogether too bad. Right? Right. So my darlings, the time is now 7:54. Do we have any questions, concerns, ideas for the next time we meet? Let me know in the chat. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to fill in the front so we can have a look of at least on one side what this would look like completed. This is something, if the opportunity ever arises, that I would create for my own wedding. This, and I don't know if you guys remembered, but the mirrored riser that I created some years ago, using four mirrors. See, I have another one of these. Looks like another two actually. But I have more flowers in here. Some hydrangeas, more roses, some hibiscus. Ooh, if you wanted to make this islandy, if you're having a beach scene, instead of using roses, you could use your hibiscus flowers, right? If you're having a destination wedding. And like I said, if you are creating this for a client, these items could be easily shipped or packed in a suitcase and taking with you on your way there. So just something to think about. Very easy craft, but very versatile. And I promise you it will make your clients very, very happy. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far, right? With our flowers coming down on a spiral to blend with the spiral of our white flowers, and then filling in the front. Again, I highly suggest or recommend that you use, just to give it another dimension, your diamond wrap. Or if you want to be advantageous, you could also use some mirror tile, right? Hold on. Here. Yay! I have some that's already cut. You can also use some mirror tile if you don't want to use your bling. Look at that. Gorgeous. I think I much rather the mirror more than I prefer the diamond wrap. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me know, do you guys prefer the mirror or do you prefer the diamond wrap? Now I think I want to finish this just because. So yes, definitely, so that you can just have another dimension of pizzazz. You guys know how we roll here on my channel, right? We work with pizzazz. We don't let them see us sweating. We don't let them see us coming. You just never know what you're gonna find on Danny's Darlings, do you? Keep them guessing. Keep the mystery going. Definitely. So yeah, my darlings. So I am going to continue placing my flowers on my aisle runner. Now that I'm looking at this, and only because we're working with spring colors, perhaps if we were working with Christmas colors, like a red or green or burgundy, we could use the white. But just for my purposes and my preference, I'm thinking the white is a little bit too much with the deep, rich colors, the oranges, the purples, the pinks. So it just depends. The mirror tiles, I agree, JLR, I definitely agree. And if you wanted to get a little bit more advantageous, instead of placing flowers on the diagonal, you could also go in with some mirror tile, on the diagonal in here too. That would be awesome. Okay, so like I said, I show you guys how to make the foundation, and then the embellishment is all up to you, my darlings, to embellish however you desire. And this is how we come up with our shared and joint creativity. Mirror tiles. Thank you very much, Miss Cassandra. I appreciate you. Mirror tiles. Yes, the mirror tiles give it that pop that we always tend to go for here on this channel. I think I will do this when outside opens up, girl. Outside is open up here in Georgia, but I ain't going outside. Not me. So you mean when outside opens up and they sound all clear? Yes, that's when we'll definitely go outside, but not before then. Definitely. But yes, my darling, so this is what we have created today. I am going to finish this up, take a picture of it. I'm going to place the links for the styrofoam cutter, those of you who are interested, and all of our foam that we use today, pardon me, and of course our pool noodles, just so that you can know, and the greening pins, just so that you can know what. I'm thinking so much of my cake that I need to go frost. My mind is saying ingredients and my mouth is saying that's not what she wants to say. So that you can know all of the supplies that you need for this project. So I will definitely update the items that you need in our description box below once our video renders. All right? Yes, I love the mirror tiles too. And like I said, this is very sturdy. You know, it's not really moving around too much, and as sturdy as it is also very light. To make this a little heavier, perhaps you can take some of the the gems that we worked with last week and just glue a few of them down in between your flowers, which will help to give this some weight so that you wouldn't have to worry about a guest walking past it and kicking it out of the way or it toppling over. I doubt that it will topple over, but if you wanted to give it some additional weight, I would just suggest taking some of those these tiles that we used yesterday and just gluing them down. And I know that these are heavy because those of you, again, who have been here with me for a while, I think 2 Christmases ago for Craftmas, when I made the snowman out of paper lanterns, and the base of the snowman was these. Oh my gosh, those things were so heavy. So yeah, and I can already feel it. And I've put down 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So that will give you some heft to make sure that this piece is not knocked over once you set it into place. Let's see here. What did I miss? Yes, the mirror tiles. Hola, buenas noches, Lily. ¿Cómo estás? Hey. The mirror, los monteros. See, the mirrors, right? I agree, definitely. I have a lot of flowers left over from my wedding, but I need a styrofoam. There you go. Honey, will you buy that flower? They're beautiful. Which flowers? The white one or these roses? I get them from different places. Of course, my trick, Dulce, you're new to the channel, so I'm going to tell you my trick, and I've shared this with my other subscribers before. The trick to buying your flowers, to buying anything, really, because this is how I dress. This is how I purchase my items, my flowers, is to buy your flowers out of season. Right now, you would not dare, let's say for example, we weren't in this situation and you were looking for flowers, right? If you had an event coming up and you needed to purchase those flowers, then you would have to buy those flowers. So right now, I won't be buying spring flowers in spring, nor would I be buying summer flowers in summer. What I do is I purchase my summer and spring flowers in the fall when they go on deep clearance, sometimes 60, 70, 80% off. And then on top of that clearance, some stores will also give you a coupon. So if you're signed up for like Michael's Rewards or Joanne's Rewards and you have their apps, they send you additional coupons that you can put on sale or clearance items. So this is how I have been able to stash, when I tell you, a whole bunch of flowers that I keep in tubs in my garage, especially if you're working as an event planner and you are creating things that you either rent out or you sell to your clients. You have to keep things on hand. So my suggestion for buying flowers is buying those flowers out of season on clearance. It kind of puts you behind the curve if you are just starting out, but once you get that pattern rolling, I promise you, you'll be able to have things that you can just put down and use whenever you need them. So let's see. They're not opening up Illinois until May 30th, and I agree. I mean, shoot, it should be June 15th. I mean, and you know, I'm not trying to be funny because I'm tired of looking at my 4 walls as well, you know, and my face lights up if, you know, I have a coworker come look for me or a friend come look for me, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, people, you know, that human interaction. But really and truly, this is no game. I take my hats off to all of our essential workers, but to the people who are just out there frivolously, you know, it just blows my mind. So, yes. You are most welcome, Miss Jewett. The garland, definitely, I will place that link below once the video renders, and you'll be able to click on it. It's going to be in the description box where you see the summary of the video. You'll see a little blurb, and then there'll be the words "see more," I think, in the left hand corner. And once you click on "see more," it'll open up where I have all of gonna have the supplies that I use, gonna have the equipment that I use in my studio, gonna have a link to the necklace that, well, not I'm wearing today. I can put that there, today's necklace, and other necklaces that I've worn. But click on "see more" and you'll be able to find all of these supplies. I was just about to say ingredients again, in that description box. All right. So, my darling, I price my things very quickly based on the time that I put into it, right? The supplies that I need. So for example, this garland, I would charge the cost of it, right? So if we're looking at this foundation by itself, we price this foundation as $12. I would add in the cost of all of my flowers. So it would be the cost of what I use to create this. The flowers, the greening pins, the styrofoam, everything. And then on top of that, I would add my hourly rate. How long did it take me to create this? And if it didn't take me a whole hour, of course you prorate your hourly rate. If it takes you more than an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you multiply that. And then of course, on top of that, delivery. So am I mailing this to you, or am I delivering it to you? Are we meeting somewhere? Are you taking them off my hands? I would put that delivery in there, whether I'm mailing it, postage, or if I'm driving to you, then this is what, you know, what I'll do. So there's no, how can I say, equation per se. Oh, and then on top of that, I would charge a rate for my creativity, you know, that gift that I have, which is an arbitrary thing to charge for. However, you have to include your expertise in that equation. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Miss Beverly. All right. So my darlings, I am going to thank you guys very much for tuning in today. It is now 8:08. And so of course, in everything that I do, all of our videos, in an effort to honor your time, we're going to call it George. Like we say at home, if Miss Sandra is still here, I call it George. That means it's done, sakabo. Goodbye, right? So we're gonna call it George tonight. I am going to go downstairs. I'm going to ice my cake, have my sliver. Well, ice my cake, take a picture in that order, have a sliver. I will post a picture of the cake in our community tab. And then when I have finished with my sliver, this much, then I will come back and finish this. And once I'm finished this, I will take a picture of it. And then I will either update the thumbnail for this craft and put this in the thumbnail, the completed project, or I will also place a picture of it in our community tab as well. Okay, so just make sure that you guys are looking for those things. Those of you who are interested in the links for the supplies, those things will be there too shortly. And if there are no other questions, my darlings, I say to you all, please, 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 excuse me, during this time, take care of yourselves. For me, essential workers, each and every one of you, those of you who have to go out to secure items for your family, just please make sure you're taking care of yourselves. For me, you are using the necessary precautions. Know that I love you all. Thank you for being with me here tonight. Mwah, mwah. I will see you guys on Wednesday of next week, God willing. And until then, mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys. Bye. You are most welcome, JLR. Yes, Sandra, see? Call it George. It's done. Good night, everyone. I love you, my darlings, very, 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 very much. Good night.